As soon as Duan Yelin was out of sight, Su Hang vigorously wiped his mouth again, as if trying to completely erase any trace of the scent Duan Yelin had left on him. The scent of mugwort permeated his sleeves. Mugwort is warm in nature, bitter and slightly sweet in taste, and has the effect of dispelling cold and stopping coughing. It's an extremely mild herb. However, even if all the mugwort in Hezhou City were used up, Duan Yelin's temperament would never become gentle. When Su Hang returned to Jinyan Hall, the first thing he did was immediately take a bath. He had just dried his soaking wet hair and was about to open a book when Duan Yelin suddenly burst in, interrupting him. From the very first moment when Yulin saw Su Hang, he was completely smitten with him. To everyone else, he was decisive, intimidating, and domineering. But whenever it came to Su Hang, he would completely lose his composure and give him endless patience. Duan Yelin forcefully barged into Su Hang's room at Jinyan Hall, his eyes immediately locking onto him as he sat by the bed. He had just taken a bath, and his hair and clothes still carried a hint of dampness. Duan Yelin's throat bobbed as he stepped closer. He snatched the book from Su Hang's hands and threw it onto the floor before holding him in place, and starts moving closer to him. But Su Hang didn't panic or beg. Instead, he calmly pushed him away, got up, and picked up the book. "Don't dirty my book." Saying this, he started cleaning the book. Seeing this, Duan Yelin said, "When I told you to go back, I meant go back to Shaodong Pass and wait for me. Instead, you came all the way to Jinyan Hall. Were you deliberately pretending not to understand what I meant?" Su Hang put the book back in the drawer without even sparing him a glance. He didn't even answer his question. Duan Yelin knew he was throwing a tantrum. "What are you sulking about now? So, you're still upset about what happened at the medicine hall today?" Su Hang reminded him again. "I told you not to bring your soldiers to my medicine hall. They're too noisy." Duan Yelin had absolutely no idea how to deal with him. Ever since he had met Su Hang, he had never seen Su Hang look anyone in uniform kindly. The first time Duan Yelin brought his soldiers to the medicine hall, Su Hang had been cold toward him for days. Remembering that, Duan Yelin scoffed. "If you hate soldiers that much, you're going to have a lot to put up with. I'm the highest-ranking military officer around here. So from now on, stop putting on this attitude in front of me. In the end, you're only making things harder for yourself." Saying this, he started their intense daily ritual, which contained till next morning. In the morning, Su Hang was lying on the bed in quite a poor condition, and judging by Duan Yelin's appearance, he looked completely refreshed after his session. Just as Duan Yelin left, one of his men came over with a report. "Commander, the son of the Military Intelligence Bureau Chief is supposed to report here today with his transfer order. Would you like to meet him?" Duan Yelin hated those spoiled young masters. "I can't stand these pricelings. They can't lift a thing or do any real work. They dress like gentlemen, but they are nothing but beasts in fine clothes. Every last one of them is a coward. Yet when trouble comes, they make the biggest fuss. Put him in the record office as a special assistant. I don't want to see him in front of me unless he has a reason to be there." The soldier immediately replied, "Yes, sir." With the Qingming festival only 8 days away, one of his men brought him some freshly bought qingshuan to try. Looking at the green rice cakes in his hand, Duan Yelin suddenly sighed. "Time really flies. It's already been 4 years since I met Su Hang. Back then, he only came up to my chest. Now he's taller than my shoulders." One of his men suggested bringing some for Su Hang as well. Duan Yelin immediately put the qingshuan back into the box. "He won't eat them. I've given him some before." He even threw out the basket they came in. I really don't know what got into him. After adjusting his official hat, Duan Yelin prepared to go teach the foreigners in Hezhou City a few rules. Meanwhile, Su Hang rubbed his aching head. He had barely slept the night before, and the last thing he wanted was to deal with Duan Yelin again. Just as the maid, Xiaoguan, brought him breakfast, a commotion suddenly broke out outside the door. "Master, the medicine hall is in chaos. Hurry and take a look." Outside the medicine hall, a woman stormed in with her child in her arms, shouting hysterically, "My poor child! He was just eating some fruit too quickly and ended up with a puncture wound. Someone's trying to eliminate him." Her husband was desperately holding on to a man dressed in a white suit. "You're not going anywhere." Su Hang asked his employee what had happened. "Boss, their child choked on some unripe fruit and was barely breathing." This gentleman said the only way to save him was to use a tube to clear the airway. The couple immediately fell to their knees and begged him for help. He said he wasn't a medical student, but they kept begging, so he stepped in. After he treated the child, the kid finally started breathing again. But instead of thanking him, the couple started accusing him of making a hole in their child and refused to let him leave. Now they've brought the whole mess into our medicine hall. Su Hang's expression immediately turned cold. "Throw them out." Don't take their money either. And anything that was used to treat the child, bandages, scissors, ointments, anything that came into contact with them, throw it all out with them. Harem Medicine Hall doesn't treat patients like this. The woman immediately started screaming even louder. My child is in pain. Someone help. They're letting my child suffer. One of the employees calmly pulled out a sign, listing the medicine hall's 3 types of patients they refuse to treat. People who commit immoral or criminal acts, people who smoke or drink excessively, and people who are ungrateful. He pointed directly at the couple. It's not that we're refusing to save someone in danger. Our medicine hall follows the 3 no-save rules. The last rule is talking about people exactly like you. Su-hang had already made his judgment. The employee coldly ordered them to leave. Did you hear me clearly? If you did, then leave at once. Do you even know what kind of place this is? But the woman continued screaming. This medicine hall is bullying us. If you don't cure my child, I'll throw myself against the wall and die right here. The bespectacled gentleman who had treated the child finally lost his patience. You really have some nerve. Let me tell you something. When even the commander comes to this medicine hall, he doesn't dare shout this loudly. Unless you think you're more important than the commander himself. Keep causing trouble, and we'll call the soldiers to deal with you. The moment the couple heard that the soldiers were going to be called, they panicked. They quickly grabbed their child and hurried out. Su-hang was just about to leave when the man in the white suit stopped him. Thank you for your help. My name is Yuana. I just returned from overseas, and the first thing I encountered was something like this. I suppose it was quite an experience. Thank you very much. Saying this, he extended his arm for handshake. Su-hang calmly explained, no thanks needed. I wasn't helping you. I just couldn't stand all the noise. Yuanya awkwardly scratched his head. Even so, you still helped me. I'd like to consider someone like you a friend. Sorry if that's too forward. Su-hang glanced at the hand Yuan had extended. I suppose this must be one of those habits people pick up overseas. He hesitated before shaking his hand. Things here aren't like they are abroad. The situation is complicated, and you won't always be able to walk away so easily. Yuan smiled openly. Maybe, but if the same situation arises again, I'll make the same choice. Meanwhile, Duan Yellen was inside the British consulate. Our British ships have never been found carrying anything suspicious, the British official said firmly. We cannot accept such unreasonable demands. Duan Yellen said nothing. He simply toyed with the pistol in his hand, his expression completely unreadable. I didn't come here today to ask for your consent. I came to inform you. His voice was calm, but his words carried unmistakable authority. From now on, every ship entering the 3 docks, large or small, will be inspected. I don't care which flag it flies. He paused, his gaze turning cold. What wasn't discovered before is a matter of the past. But if we find anything from now on, his fingers tightened around the pistol, I won't be nearly as patient as I am today. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow the latest parts. Love you all.